Hello everybody, back again with some more nodules to cut. Gila mountain range from Arizona. So let's walk through these. Alright, a little round one, or kind of oval shaped. Cutting through the thick part on the short axis. He's banded, hopefully it'll be parallax in that. Alright, I got little windows here and here. Don't know what's going on the bottom. Some possible bots in there, so maybe this is like a moss or something. So I'm going to cut him long ways in between those two if I can. Alright. Again, a rough looking bottom on that one. A little bit of a window right there. So normally I'd probably cut him long ways, but I'd be going through that little window. Just big enough I don't really want to cut through it. So maybe I'll cut him this way, back behind that window, in the thick part of the stone. Alright, kind of a flat one. A little bit of a window on that end it looks like. And on this end, on the bottom. So we'll cut in between those two windows this way. See if there's anything in this one. Alright, looks like the stone's peeled a little bit. I can see some fractures in this one, but they're kind of all over the place. I'm guessing these fractures are just for the outer surface of this one, like where it's peeled to that. Hopefully they don't go all the way through. So we'll just find a thick part and cut through it. Alright, this one's got a window on both sides. This side shows a little bit of banding and then a big quartz crystal center. This side's all banded. So we're going to cut right in between those two this way, closer to this side, hoping for the banding. Alright, decent sized nodule. And some chips on the bottom, but nothing I would worry about cutting through. So I'll probably cut that one long ways. It could be a good one, we'll see. Alright, last but not least, got this big sea maggot with a banded window that kind of wraps all the way around to there. And a little bit of a window on this back side. So I got to cut through in between these two windows. So somewhere in that little point. And try to come out back here. So kind of diagonal like that. That could be a really good one. Okay. I'm going to get these on the saw, get them cut open, and be right back. We'll see what's on the inside of these. Alright, back from the saw. Let's start with this guy. And turns out this is more of a moss agate pattern with just a little bit of banding on the top edge here. Lots of pitting. It's cool looking, but I probably won't do anything with this one as far as polishing. Unless somebody's interested in it. Nice pattern though. Alright, next up. Alright, so I did get it cut the way I wanted in between these two windows. Looked like we were going to have some banding. Let's see what we ended up with. Okay. Similar to the last one as far as mostly moss and pitting. on that end. The rest of it's pretty solid. It's a nice banding near the top, but it didn't really go in the stone. All right, well that would look pretty polished, but it's gonna have some pits. Okay, next up, this is the one that you can see the quartz pattern on the back, banding on the front. Cut it closer to the front. Let's see if he's more one or the other. Well, mostly banding on this side. You can see where the center is chipped out and a little bit of a fracture possibly going that way. Probably just throw that in the tumbler. This side though, came out really nice, no fracture. You can see the quartz just starting. So pretty good cut. And that's also worth polishing. Nice specimen. All right. Got that one cut long ways through all those fractures. It didn't peel anymore, so that's good. Let's take a look. Ooh, all right, it's cool looking. So the fractures are real, they go into the stone, but it's completely healed. It's no longer a fracture. It adds some character. I like that. I like the color on this one for one that doesn't have a lot of contrast. And a little bit of quartz starting on this side. All right, well that's also worth polishing, I think. Nice. Okay. Next up, unfortunately, this one had a piece that popped off, but if I don't polish it, I can correct it. Let's see what it is. Wow. I like that. So this side, okay, so there is a little bit of a healed fracture right here, and it's added that color into the bands, some like dendrites. And I can fix that. I can dome polish this and that'll look just fine. And this side, a little nicer. Does have a bit of a fracture over here. Can't tell how deep that one runs. Might polish out, it might not. But again, definitely worth polishing. Nice specimen. All right, 3 left. Ooh, again, glad I cut it through the thick part there. Great pattern, great color. Again, this one, we clean that. Well, those are just little dendrites in the stone. Nice. Definitely gonna polish that. I can see some parallax. Nice depth. A little bit of pluming right here. And this side. Nice. All right, again, gonna polish this one for sure. Two left, 2 big ones. So, did cut this long ways. Wow. All right, we got some quartz on this side, maybe a little bit of a geode pocket. Perfect pattern. I don't see any fractures. It did chip right here, but I'm gonna polish this one, face polish as a specimen. That'll clean up easily. That came out really nice. And then this side, a little bit of quartz, but less noticeable. Wow. All right, I'm gonna definitely polish this one up. That's gonna make a nice specimen. All right. Last but not least, this big sea maggot. Again, I'll remind you, it had that on that side and that on that side. And I cut behind the window, in between these two, and out that corner. Oh, perfect pattern. Gorgeous colors. A little bit of a geode pocket on this side. A little bit of pluming around the edges. That one couldn't have turned out more perfect. Wow. I can clean that up. All right, well, that one's gonna get polished for sure. This one might end up in my collection. That is nice. Haven't cut a sea maggot from that area that came out quite like this one in quite a while. All right, well, that is a perfect stone to end this video on. I want to thank everybody for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye.